billion views, hundreds of thousands of followers from zero, millions in revenue for the people I worked with. This isn't from luck, not from posting more, from an actual system. One that maps out every single piece of content someone posts, from the free stuff that gets you found all the way to the video that gets someone to pull out the card. So most people, what they are doing is they're missing 80% of the system. And in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly where the gap is and why fixing it is the difference between content that gets views and content that gets paid. Quick intro, so I'm not just theorizing. My name is Daniel. I'm based between London and Hong Kong, and I've been in content for around 4 years now. And specifically, I help people in regards to content strategy, content direction, creative direction, and overall ideation in regards to ideas and overall content distribution, mass distribution. Me and my team don't just make videos. I build the entire content infrastructure for creators and personal brands. That means the short form, top of funnel, all the way to bottom of funnel. The long form YouTube and the Instagram story sequences that connect everything together. It's a full stack. Every piece talking to every other piece. I've helped people go from 0 to hundreds of thousands of followers. I've helped channels stack up hundreds of millions, collectively pushing 1.7 billion views, and turn that attention into millions in actual revenue. I'm telling you this not to flex, but because what I'm about to show you only works if you understand it's not theory. It's the exact structure behind accounts you've probably already seen blown up. But here's the problem. Almost everyone treats content like it's one thing. They think, oh, I need to post more, or I need a viral hook, or I need to be consistent. Yes, this is all true, but all incomplete and all parts of the big puzzle. So what actually happens is people build a pile of disconnected videos. A short here, a long form there, a story if they remember. None of it is sequenced. None of it is built to move someone from, oh, I've never heard of you, to I trust you enough to pay you. And here's the part that actually stings. You can have amazing hooks, great editing, a good idea, and still make almost nothing from it. Because views were never the goal. Views are a symptom of a system working. And if the system isn't there, you're just generating attention that evaporates. Like, I want you to think about your own content right now. Like, can you actually draw the line, like an actual path from the first short form video a stranger sees to the moment they become a customer? And most people can't. They're improvising video by video, hoping something sticks. That's not a concept problem. That's an architecture problem. And it's the exact same thing I get brought in to fix. So here's actually how I think about it and how I structure it for people that I work with. Every piece of content sits somewhere on a funnel. Not a sales funnel in the gross salesy sense, but an actual trust funnel. 3 layers in this. You have your top of funnel. This is your short form, right? The only job is to get a stranger to stop scrolling and register you to exist. It doesn't sell anything. It doesn't really teach in depth. It creates a pattern, the same face, the same energy, the same kind of promise, repeated until it's recognizable, right? The middle funnel, this is where most people's content dies because they skip it entirely. This is the content that turns a follower into someone who actually believes you can help them. Longer form YouTube lives here. So do story sequences on Instagram. And this is the part that almost nobody uses correctly. A story sequence isn't just updates. Done right, it's a guided walk. The same way a great salesperson walks someone through a conversation. Except it's happening passively while they're just checking your story before bed. Bottom of funnel. This is where the pain point gets named directly. The stakes get raised and the offer becomes obvious without you needing to hard sell it. If top and middle of funnel did their job, bottom of funnel doesn't feel like a pitch. It feels like the next logical step. The reason a general strategy fails is because it treats all 3 layers the same. Same tone, the same length, the same call to action. But a stranger and someone who's watched 20 of your videos are not the same person, and the content that talks to both of them, like they're identical, will always underperform. The reason a tailored strategy works is that it's built backwards from a specific outcome for a specific audience, mapped across all 3 layers, not just post consistently and hope. Now, how do you actually know if your content is working versus just performing? Most people look at one number, views, and sometimes likes, but that's really it. They're judging a business by foot traffic and ignoring revenue. Real content analysis looks at retention by section, not just overall. Where specifically in the video did people leave? Was it the hook, meaning the promise wasn't strong enough? Was it 2/3 through, meaning you lost them in the setup before the payoff? Was it right after you introduced the offer, meaning that your bottom of funnel content isn't earning the ask yet? Each of those is a completely different fix, and most creators treat them all as the algorithm doesn't like me and just post another video blind. Here's the piece that actually separates people who plateau from people who compound, where the drop off is. You don't just patch the one video, you check whether the pattern repeats after your last 10, 20, 30 pieces of content. And if it does, it's not a video problem, it's a structural problem in how your funnel is built. And that is completely different, much more valuable to fix. And also, this is also why viral is the wrong goal. Viral without structure just means more strangers see an unfinished funnel. I've watched creators get a video with millions of views and make almost no money from it because there was nowhere for that attention to go to. Meanwhile, I've seen far smaller creators, tens of thousands of followers, not millions or hundreds of thousands, massively out-earn accounts 10 times their scale because every layer of the content is actually connected. The gap between has views and has a system is where 99% of the market sits stuck. Closing it is genuinely not complicated once you see it. But seeing it requires someone to actually map your specific content against your specific audience and your specific offer, which is exactly the part that doesn't fit into 20-minute videos because it's different for every single person that I worked with. There's no template that I could hand you here that would actually be correct for your situation. That's the whole point of having a tailored solution instead of a kind of general promise. Quick thing I want to address because I get asked this constantly. Should I just run ads instead of figuring this all out? Paid can absolutely accelerate something that already works. But what it can't do is fix something broken. If your funnel doesn't convert attention into trust organically, running ads just means that you're paying to expose more people to the same broken path faster. Organic forces you to actually earn attention, which means by the time you do add paid into your mix, you're pouring money into a system that's already proven to convert, not hoping it starts to. That's the order almost every account I've seen scale sustainably has followed. Organic first to prove and refine the path, and paid second to scale what's already working. Your content isn't underperforming because you need more hooks or more consistency, though those help. It's underperforming because it's not built as a system. Top, middle, and bottom of funnel need to be talking to each other on purpose across short form, YouTube, and story sequences, not treated as separate checkboxes. And the fix isn't generic. I could give you a framework in a video, and I just did, but the actual sequencing, the actual hook structure, the actual analysis process that is broken down step by step for your audience and your offer, that's the part that has to be built specifically for you. That's genuinely the only way I've seen this work at scale for anyone, including the people I've helped go from 0 to hundreds of thousands of followers and into real revenue. So if this is where you're at, you've got the content already, you've got the effort, but not the system. And that's exactly what I help you build. So if you want to book a call with me and have a system, have someone go through with you in regards to this and go through the whole process with you, then let me know and book a call below. If this is useful, the most helpful thing that you can do is to either subscribe or follow my Instagram, which I'm going to plug right above here. So I'm going to keep breaking down exactly how this gets built piece by piece in the next videos.